What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average Magpul apology video enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is I'm going to be giving you my updated thoughts on the Magpul Glock magazine saga. Now, some of you guys might remember that about a month or two ago, I released a review video discussing Magpul Glock magazines. As many of you guys might also know, I had to purchase roughly 30 to 40 Magpul Glock mags for the recent PSA dagger test on Tatiana, the PSA dagger. Now, we are nearing the 5,000 round mark. The videos will be released. If you haven't seen them yet, they will be released in the next few days on the 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000 round videos for the PSA dagger Tatiana. Now, I have to admit, I have to give credit where credit is due, and I have to admit when a product is has made improvements, right? So this video will be doing just that. If you want to support the channel, if you just hit the like button, it helps out a ton. I try to express that every single video. I think most of you guys understand that at this point. But if you simply hit the like button, it's going to help out a ton. It's going to tell like-minded guys, hey, come check out this dude's channel. And thank you to those guys that do that. Comment down below your experiences with Magpul Glock magazines and what gun you have been using it in, whether it be a dagger, a Glock, whatever, right? Whatever weapon system you've been running the Magpul Glock mags in, and tell us your experiences with it. Now, if you want to support the channel monetarily, a lot of you guys know that you can go either just use the links below. There's a Patreon, there's a whole deal that you can support and help out with some of the videos that require a lot more money to put into them. This video obviously is just gonna require me explaining my thoughts and over the 5,000 round point of testing that we have done with the magazines. Now, all that out of the way, guys. So previously to this testing, previous to this 5,000 round test on the current on the dagger, I would have told you stay away from Magpul Glock mags. They're trash. They're budget. They're made with budget in mind. They're a bad copy. They warp. They have bad spring tension. They're unreliable, etc. I would have told you all of those things. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately for you, I guess, if you're trying to save some money, I fired 5,000 rounds, a lot more actually, but we're just going to say 5,000 because that is a safe estimate. That's what I have on camera, so that's what I can directly back up. I have 5,000 rounds fired through Magpul magazines, right? Glock Magpul magazines. I know that's kind of a weird phrase there. So Glock mags that are from Magpul, right? Magpul Glock magazines, not Glock OEM, to be clear. And I've fired a ton of their GL9 or whatever they're called, 9mm magazines. And over the 5,000 round test, I can tell you guys, we have had no malfunctions at all. And that's including 27 round magazines, 24 round magazines, no, 27 round magazines and 20 round magazines, 17 round mags and 15. Okay, so 15, 17, 20, and 27. With all of those different types of magazines, I've had no issues at all, which is surprising to me, and it should be surprising to you as well. So, is 5,000 rounds a lot of rounds? Well, I would say yes, in the manner that I'm testing. I'll include some B-roll throughout this video, but in the manner that I have been testing these magazines, yes. Essentially, with the 40 magazines that I have, I load them, go out to the range, and I do 1,000 round burn down and have done 1,000 round burn down in 5 different settings, right? In 5 different sets. And throughout that, these mags have been dropped in the dirt. They have not been cleaned or anything like that. They've just simply been repacked and put back in the stack, right? And throughout the testing, we've had no double feeds, no anything, right? No issues at all. The only issue I would say for the magazines is that they're just difficult to load. Compared to a Glock OEM magazine, they are more difficult to fill with ammo, right? That can be easily fixed with a speed loader or whatever, right? So it's not a real issue. It is just something to note. Now, long term, I would say nearing the 20,000, 30,000 round mark, they might have issues, but at the point that I'm at now, at 5,000 rounds, I have no issues to report, which I think is important for the average consumer out there, for guys that are trying to save money. Maybe they can't afford to go out and drop, $300 on a few, maybe 15 Glock OEM magazines. So they're like, where can I save money so I can get more ammo and maybe put a red dot or whatever you got going on for your handgun or for whatever gun you're running with these Glock mags, because there are pistol caliber carbines in the mix. Well, for my testing, the Glock or the Magpul magazines may be a legitimate option for you. So if you're on a budget, or you just need training magazines, or you need, I can't necessarily tell you not to use the Magpul mags because they haven't failed, right? I'm going to tell you, I do not use them for carry. I do not use them for carry application or duty application, right? But for you, I'm not going to tell you can't use the Magpul magazines. I'm going to tell you the raw facts are, the raw data is 5,000 rounds, no issues at all, okay? No issues at all using the magazines for Glock pattern. GL9, again, with the 15 round capacity, 17 round capacity, 20 and 27. So for me, with that data point, you guys can make an educated decision based off that. If you choose to use them for concealed carry or duty, that's on you. I really can't tell you not to, because I haven't had any issues. I can just tell you what I do is I use Glock OEM for carry, and I use the Magpul mags to help supplement for testing with these 1,000 round burn downs on the flat range. So you guys will have to each individually decide what you're going to do with, what you're going to use that information, or what you're going to do with that information, if that makes sense, okay? I'm not telling you not to use the Magpul mags, right? I'm just saying my experience, my data, 5,000 rounds, no issues with different types, a large variety of different types, using brass case ammunition, 124 grain FMJ, the majority of which from AAC ammo, which is trash ammo, and I'll have a video on that later on with updated thoughts on that. But in summary, guys, Magpul, I owe you an apology. Your stuff works now to the 5,000 round mark. Now, if I get to 6,000 or 10,000 rounds or whatever, and I start to see issues with the magazines, then I will definitely report that to you guys on the channel. But as of right now, I feel like it is my obligation to, and my duty to report that the currently produced Magpul mags for Glock 9mm work, okay? In all the caliber, or in all the capacities previously listed, 15 rounds, 17 rounds, 20 rounds, and 27 rounds. Now, that is even including the Saber series of Magpul mags, okay? For those that don't know, PSA Saber magazines are like kind of like a Terran Tactical magazine, a copy or clone, whatever you want to call it, with a funny looking base plate. I believe they're 20 round capacity. They may be 20 or they may be 22, right? But I've also had no issues with those either. So that is another data point, right? And I'll have footage on the channel. Probably throughout this video, you're seeing the footage that I'm referring to, the B-roll, right? So, all that being said, Magpul, whatever you're doing, keep doing it for your Glocks, for your Glock 9mm magazines. The magazines are working just fine for my testing, so keep doing whatever you're doing. If you're a dude watching this and you're like, should I get Glock OEM or should I get Magpul? Well, I can't honestly tell you not to get Magpul with the current testing, where it is right now, okay? So you guys do with that data what you will. Now you understand that, Magpul mags might be an option. Again, I don't use them for concealed carry. I don't use them for duty, but I have a part-time job doing YouTube here where I have to shoot a ton of bullets for you guys for free because it's free content. Yes, you can support monetarily down below. Thank you to those that do. For this free content for you, I have to shoot a lot of bullets with a ton of magazines. So having more magazines out on the table helps expedite the process of the 1,000 round burn down. And what I can tell you is, yeah, the freaking magazines are working, okay? So that's a lot of talking. Hopefully that helps somebody out there make a better informed decision for their you know, for their testing purposes or duty use, whatever you need the magazine for. Hopefully this helps. Magpul, sorry I made fun of you, but your mags used to suck, and I guess now they work, okay? So at this point, you know, as of the date of release of this video, I can recommend Magpul PMag Gen 3 5.56 magazines, and I can recommend the 15 round, 17 round, 20 round Terran Tactical Copy Saber mags, and the 27 round for you if you're going to use it for the reasons I previously described. All right, thanks for being here, guys. If you got this far, hit the like button, leave a comment down below your experience with these type of magazines from Magpul. Obviously it's not, you know, sponsored or anything like that, so if you find yourself thinking I'm bought and paid for by Magpul, you're insane, because if I was, I would have a link, but I do not, because I'm not, and I have no affiliation with them. This is just me trying to put out data for you to help you guys along the way. Okay, that's a lot of talking. Like the video, comment, share it with a buddy, support monetarily if you so choose to help keep the channel alive. And until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average tired, sunburned drill sergeant, part-time YouTuber, I guess, weirdo enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home, signing out. Cheers.
Wolverines!